All right, everybody, before we go and jump into the brand new 5000 series CPUs that's coming out and Lisa Sue's review and everything that they're doing, I just want to let you guys know that we have just unlocked the membership requirements for our YouTube channel. So you guys can go over here and join us, and I just want to say thanks to each and every one of you guys. You know, without you guys pushing me and driving me forward and, you know, leaving the awesome comments of how much I helped you or I didn't help you or how interesting it is that you guys find my channel, I just want to thank you. Know, from my family to yours, I wish you guys nothing but the best for success. I hope that your guys' computers are, you know, definitely top tier and you're kicking ass in all your guys' games, and you guys are definitely coming over here and going to start clicking the join button and subscribing to us, because we only have 8% of you guys that are subscribed. So, you know, I would love to see that get a little bit higher up into the 20 or 25% range and boost our little subscriber amount up. But, you know, if that doesn't happen, it's all good. You know, I'm a humble guy. I'll stay at 5,000 forever. As long as I got you guys here right now, that's all that matters to me. But anyways, let's go and jump into this brand new 5000 series release for their new CPUs. I'm super stoked. Let's check it out.
Won't you do a favor for me? Take your mouse and click the button. Won't you subscribe to me? LockOutz providing the content that you see. I'm visually stimulating your mind, 1 minute at a time.
We started Zen from scratch, starting with a clean sheet of paper.
Zen turned out to be a grounds-up design, which doesn't come along very often.
In the life of an engineer, you get to build something this significant once, twice, if you're lucky, 3 times in your lifetime. AMD enables the engineers to go off and innovate and to bring to market what it is that they dream about.
I'm extremely pleased to show you for the first time the name of our new CPU.
I love it. I love
now
AMD.
It's time for you to see.
I've loved AMD ever since I had the bulldozer processors. Before I had this computer, my very first gaming computer that I ever built was an FX 8350. How many of you guys had that? And then I went from the 8350 to the Ryzen 7 and was like, oh my God. And then I paired it with a GTX 1080, and I haven't looked back ever since, dude. And I have no regrets. Zero regrets.
The Ryzen in action. We wanted to disrupt the PC market. We wanted to bring innovation, choice, and performance to as many people as possible.
Tell me, Lisa.
In high performance.
Lisa Sue, if you see this, send me all kinds of AMD stuff.
Performance PCs, it was about delivering more performance at every single price point.
The Ryzen Threadripper acknowledges that there are people who want to create and game on the same PC and
yes,
need
sir.
the scalability and need the performance to do that. And
yes, that's why I built this, so I can game, and I took the least amount of performance hit while I was gaming so that I could stream and still provide a 1080 60 FPS quality stream and not be hurt gaming. Not massively anyways, and I love it.
That's what's really exciting about the Threadripper chip.
I want to have a Threadripper too. Oh man, I want it all. I wish I was rich. If you haven't already, like, follow, subscribe, help a fellow out. Join the membership, the Lockout community. We're almost 5,000 subscribers, guys. Help a fella's dream come true. Just click the button. That's all you got to do. Thank you.
It was our commitment to our customers that we would deliver to the roadmap that we set out, and momentum is now on our side.
The anticipation around 3rd Gen Ryzen is really impressive. Meet
yes.
the world's first 16-core gaming processor.
I want one.
Now, in 2019, 3rd Gen Ryzen is it.
What we did in Zen was push well beyond what we thought we could do. It makes me so proud to be able to look back and say that I was part of that.
Our mission with Ryzen has always been clear. It's about making the right bets 3 to 5 years in advance and making sure that they come to fruition. Our goal is to give you the best.
Yes. And not charge you $5,000 for something that you're going to replace in 8 to 12 months anyways.
Welcome, everyone. Big welcome to all of you, and thank you all for joining us today. I've been looking forward to this moment all year, and I know many of you have too. It's been a challenging year for everyone as we've navigated the COVID-19 pandemic globally. But one thing we've learned is just how important high-performance computing technologies really are. From work to school to gaming to entertainment, the PC is now the computing platform of choice in 2020.
All I use. I barely even watch TV unless I'm going to sleep.
And I'm really excited to show you today what we have been working on for the next-gen PC platforms, and especially for all of you gamers. Now, it's already been an incredible year for gamers. There's so much excitement around the next-gen consoles. We are so proud to power the new Sony PlayStation 5 with a high-performance custom chip featuring our Amd Ryzen CPU and AMD Radeon GPU technology.
They are powering the PS5, and I think they're into Xbox consoles too. Dude, AMD has dominated Intel. They literally... Intel's got shitted all over, bro, and they need to change something up about their characteristics for 7 extra FPS. And then the minute that you do anything else besides game on that chip, it gets shitted all over.
And we are equally proud that custom AMD processors also power the new Microsoft Xbox Series X and Series S consoles. Again, featuring our high-performance Ryzen and Radeon technology.
Intel is salty.
These consoles are bringing just incredible technology to gamers all over the world and are really a result of just deep engineering partnerships over many, many years with both Sony and Microsoft. Now, gaming is at the heart of so much of what we do at AMD.
Let's go!
Whether you're talking about PCs or consoles or cloud gaming and mobile. AMD loves gaming, and we like to say gaming begins with AMD.
It does,
So
and it
today,
ends
we're
right
gonna
here
talk specifically
on
about our
LockOutz with
next-gen
AMD.
gaming platform. So let's talk a little bit about Ryzen. Now, you guys know we brought the first generation of Ryzen to market.
Hold on. I got a couple of Ryzen brand new CPUs right here that I haven't even opened yet. One's a Ryzen 3 2nd gen and a Ryzen 7 2700X. So we got them bad boys just chilling right here. We'll put this right here now for just to show AMD. I love it. And there's a Ryzen 7 1700 that's in this computer right here.
In 2017. And we actually had one goal. It was to build the best PC desktop processor possible. Now, we knew we wouldn't get there in one step. But
Just
with
to show
each
you.
generation of Ryzen, it's gotten better. And we
I ain't even
focused
opened
on
it. Look.
How do we deliver more performance? How do we deliver the best features? And how do we give more capabilities to all of you PC enthusiasts so that you can do more than you ever thought with your desktop or in your notebook? And we've made great progress. We started with Ryzen in desktops, and then we introduced Ryzen Threadripper in high-end desktops. And now, actually, Ryzen is in many amazing notebook systems with our Ryzen 4000 series. I think it's safe to say that AMD loves the PC, and I think also it's safe to say that PC users love Ryzen.
Yep.
So we really appreciate that.
And we appreciate you.
Now look,
Believe me.
let's just focus on the desktop for a few minutes.
I don't know. I wouldn't be able to create the content that I did if I wasn't able to buy a cost-effective chip when I was buying it for the money that I had when I built this computer. And I can't afford a brand new chip right now, so I'm with this until whatever that happens. But yeah, thank you, Lisa Sue, and everybody in AMD.
Progress we have made over the last few years has been really amazing. If you look at the market before Ryzen, the desktop PC was on sort of an incremental performance slope for the last many years.
Yeah, we could kind of tell we're going to go 5, 10, 15%, maybe. 15 was huge.
And really completely reset expectations
What?
as we've gone from first-gen Ryzen to second-gen, now to third-gen Ryzen.
What?
We were the first to launch a 7-nanometer desktop processor. And
Wait,
today,
what?
Third-gen Ryzen leads in so many areas.
What?
We're the highest in multi-threaded performance. We are the best in terms of power efficiency.
Yes.
And third-gen Ryzen is an absolutely great gaming processor. But
It
as you
is.
know, we're really ambitious.
Actually, I don't know. It has to be better than the first gen that I have. Anything, I guess, at this point is better than the first gen that I have. Dreams will come true one day.
So our work with Ryzen is never done. Our engineers have been on this maniacal focus of what can we do more? what can we do better? So today, we're here to talk about our brand new CPU core. You've all been waiting for it. It's all about Zen 3.
Let's go!
With Zen 3, we focused again on bringing the best to the PC market. I'm so proud of what we've accomplished. Zen 3 increases our lead in overall performance. It increases our lead in power efficiency. And also now, it delivers the best single-threaded performance and gaming performance.
Wow. It's beating a 10900K in single core? What? And that chip costs more than fucking this one. So you're actually paying more for less performance now when you buy Intel strictly for gaming.
Changes in the core architecture, and I'm sure all of you want to know what's inside Zen 3.
Yes.
So let me hand it over to AMD CTO Mark Papermaster to give you all the details.
What's up, Mark?
Well, thank you, Lisa. I couldn't be more excited than to share a little bit more about Zen 3 and our progression.
This guy's like Mr. Rogers. Oh, thank you, Lisa.
To get here.
Glad that I'm your neighbor.
It's been quite a journey. We set a course over 5 years ago to design a family of high-performance x86 CPUs. Our goal, very simply, outright leadership. We set up the team so that development of multiple processor generations could be done in parallel, with designers leapfrogging from one generation to another. This has resulted in consistent delivery to the market as promised.
That's why I didn't go from a 17, I didn't put the 2700X in here because it's only a small minor upgrade for me. And I'm going to just throw this chip in another board that I have, or I'm going to buy another board actually, and then sell this computer. And hopefully with the money that I generate, with the profit from it that I'll make, I'll be able to buy a third gen. And the performance increase that I'll see from first to third gen will be worth the amount of money that the third gen processor costs. And that's the same reason why I have a GTX 1080 in here and I didn't get a 2080 or a 2080 Ti, for the same fact that going from a 1080 to a 2080 Ti for the amount of money was astronomical to only see 25 to 30% increase in gains, right? To see the 3070 and 3080 and 3090 series and see how much of a gain that is, it's warranted now to buy a new graphics card and it's warranted to buy the new chip. That's why I built this all on first gen. You know, first gen 1080, first gen Ryzen, and then we're ready to move into the third gen. And it's only going to cost us a CPU and only the GPU. And we're going to see combined probably about 150% or more gains in performance. And that's why I'm on this course with this computer. That's where I'm at anyways.
Promised. I could not be more proud than to help unveil our third generation of Zen Core debuting in Ryzen desktops this fall. It is a beast in performance and will deliver absolute leadership in the x86 market. Zen brought us back into high performance with a 52%.
The things I do for a 12 core right now, man.
In a single generation. It built a strong base for us to build upon as we developed the Zen family. Last year, Zen 2 brought double-digit % increase in instruction per clock.
It was 15% last year, you know what I mean? It's not warranted for me to pay 15%, right? It's, you know, we're talking about 15 frames and 100. If I have a 144 FPS monitor, what are we really talking about paying here for this kind of increase in performance, right? It's going to be video workloads and stuff that I do for rendering and, you know, graphic animation and design and stuff like that. That's where I would see my increase. And for 15 or 18 FPS, it doesn't warranty me just buying the second gen chip. That's why I've waited.
7 nanometer in chiplet technology. That 7 nanometer efficiency enabled leadership, multi-core performance, and core density. The innovative chiplet implementation allowed us ease of manufacturing with the small 7 nanometer die and scalability to leadership core counts. And now Zen 3. Wow, what a great job by the design team to improve every aspect of the CPU, delivering leadership performance in that same 7 nanometer node. Higher frequency, higher instruction per clock, with design improvements across all of the CPU components, and lower latency on top of that. You look at some of the key elements. There's a new layout of our processor that brings all the cores onto a unified 8-core complex. And that accelerates core-to-core communication. That's especially helpful for gaming workloads. That consolidation actually allows every core to directly access the 32 megabytes of L3 cache. And that dramatically accelerates workloads that are latency sensitive, like gaming. And finally, significant changes throughout the Zen 3 architecture, generating a 19% instruction per clock uplift. That's on top of the significant gains that we had.
See, now this is 19% over second gen, plus that 15 to 18% that second gen is going to bring. Together, just in IPC single cores, I'm going to see a gain of 30-something% over the chip that I have now. It's going to be massive.
Just in the mid of last year.
Oh, I wish I had money.
Altogether, Zen 3 is our most significant architectural update yet across the Zen family. We made the Zen 3 floating point and integer execution units wider, more flexible, and allows us to deliver more execution capability to the user at a lower latency. We've increased the number of loads and
if you guys watch my channel and you guys are, like, follow, and subscribe, do all the little buttons, click that stuff, you guys know that I preach about how to get the lowest amount of latency, how to get the most even frame pacing, and the reasons why using Ryzen over Intel is highly superb.
Stores that we can do versus Zen 2, helping us feed those wider execution capabilities of Zen 3. We've added more branch prediction bandwidth. It allows Zen 3 to tackle back-to-back predictions much more quickly, reducing the delays. We call it zero bubble.
Okay.
These innovations keep Zen 3 ahead of the industry norm on generational improvements and position Zen 3-based Ryzen to be a clear desktop performance leader. Microprocessor performance engineering never has one single bullet. It takes focused microprocessor engineering. It's a broad set of improvements that are needed to make a great architecture. It takes innovation on all of the key levers. Zen 3 is a total front-to-back redesign. The microarchitecture had laser focus on performance on every element.
And it still fits in this board.
Caching, load store, our execution units, our prefetching, our dispatch, our decode. Zen 2, in fact, had been organized with 2 4-core cache complexes, and it was tightly integrated. That was a very good design, but what we found is that we brought that together into that single unified cache core complex, that we brought that direct access to 32 megabytes of L3 cache rather than the 16 megabytes that we have with Zen 2. That direct access to a cache pool of this size is very significant for gaming. They tend to make frequent use, of course, of the memory subsystem, and in fact, many games have a dominant thread. And that makes especially heavy use of the cache, and that thread now sees effectively twice the L3 cache.
Wow!
So every core can now communicate directly to the cache without traversing across the die. And that reduces latency. And it stays synchronized for applications using AI, audio, physics, and more. You can see that we continue our relentless commitment to energy efficiency with every generation. We're always honing our design methodologies to focus on performance per watt, even as we make the process.
So for me going from my 17, this is an 1800X, which is about 4% improvement over my chip, but my chip is overclocked at 4 gigahertz, so I probably have, better performance than what this thing actually is stock. Actually, I know I do. So to go from where I am now, where this is on its stock setting to its stock benchmark setting, is 4.4 times the performance.
Faster than gamers.
I can't wait.
Zen 3 is no different, delivering up to 24% improvement in power efficiency versus the prior generation. That's double-digit performance per watt uplift in the same process node. And that's on top of all the architectural changes that we drove in to drive up the performance. Our commitment to energy efficiency across time has put us in the driver's seat.
Look at that.
Today, we're more than 2.8x more efficient than competing.
Almost 3 times better than the i9 10900K
that we demonstrated during the prior Zen 2 era. We will not let up going forward.
We are not going to stop until get your shit together.
We're focused on execution, Zen 3 is shipping as promised in the 5-nanometer
and
Zen
we're
4
shipping as
on
promised.
track in design. AMD team is hitting on all cylinders.
I'll hit
and
it for
there's
that,
no
bud.
shortage of innovations for the next generation of Zen processors to keep AMD in the forefront and deliver the best compute experience for our customers. Thank you. And let me welcome back Lisa to now show off our Zen 3 and new Ryzen processors.
Thank you, Mark. That was great. I'm so proud of what the team has accomplished with Zen 3. We really focused on what is most important for gamers and enthusiasts. And at 19% IPC increase, it's our largest increase generation over generation since we launched the Zen family. So now let's see Zen 3 in action. I'm so proud to show you for the very first time the AMD Ryzen 5000 series for high-performance PCs, the world's first Zen 3 powered CPU. This is the AMD Ryzen 9 5900X.
Woof.
12
What I want.
cores, 24 threads, and a boost up to 4.8 gigahertz.
Oh.
It's a very special product, the ultimate enthusiast processor. Compared to the 3900 XT, the 5900X has 19% higher IPC, higher clock speeds, and all of the Zen 3 core improvements that Mark talked about, all while remaining at 105 watts.
Jesus.
This makes Ryzen 5900X a big upgrade from 3rd gen Ryzen all around, but especially in gaming. Now let me turn it over to Robert
That
Howard
is
to show
so
you
efficient.
the 5900X in action.
So efficient.
Thanks, Lisa. Hey, everyone. Let me give you a sense of just how much faster the 5900X is compared to our current best, the 3900 XT. To do that,
Let me see what mine looks like right here, right now. All right, so here's my current settings right here. Here you guys go. We're 48 degrees on our processor for our ambient temperatures. We're on a water-cooled AIO, 36 degrees that's in our case, 43 that's on our VRMs. We're sitting at 16% workload. This is, we're recording and all this stuff while doing this too. Here, and then we're overclocked right now at 3.9 gigahertz. Or megahertz, and we have a very heavy overclock that's on our GTX 1080, and it's sitting right now at 44%. So this is where you guys could see that I am, and according to, if I would be recording with the same thing with that kind of performance work upload, I would only be seeing like 4 or 5% probably on the CPU while recording this right now that you guys would be seeing. Like, that's a massive increase in performance.
we're going to use Shadow of the Tomb Raider, a game I personally love, and a game reviewers often look at to judge CPU performance. We're going to run the built-in benchmark here at 1080p using the high image quality preset on 2 otherwise identical systems. You can see a whopping 28% increase just by
Yeah, but what are the 1% lows, though?
moving from the 39XT to the 5900X in Shadow of the Tomb Raider. And as you will soon see, the performance from the 5900X is faster than the competing processors as well. Now, as any enthusiast knows, 28%.
They never mention Intel by name.
It's
Never.
a massive upgrade. But that's what AMD customers, like me, can look forward to. This truly demonstrates the gaming strength for Zen 3 when you combine the historic IPC uplift, unified cores, and unified cache pools. Now, as we zoom out to look at a wider set of games, you can see that the 28% uplift in Shadow of the Tomb Raider is joined by many titles with significant double-digit performance improvements.
Wow.
The gains are even bigger in titles like CSGO and
Wait, what's that say? Hold on. 50% increase in League of Legends, 33% in PUBG, 24% in Dota. F1's got 24% in that racing game. Battlefield 5 is 5%. Total War, 6%. 46% increase in CSGO. Where's World of Warcraft and Apex Legends at, dude?
improvements. The gains are even bigger in titles like CSGO and League of Legends.
Ashes of Singularity.
The highest possible frame rate is practically the #1 priority to be competitive.
Yeah.
Overall, gamers upgrading from the Ryzen 3000 series to the Ryzen 5000 series can expect an average performance improvement of 26% at 1080p.
Wow,
Again, this
at
is just
1080.
a monumental performance jump for an in-socket upgrade in the same motherboard.
Yeah.
And a true testament for how good Zen 3
So
is.
26% over the second gen. But dude, this is going to be like 40-something% fat. Like, it's going to be massive when I am able to get one of these.
In gaming. Now, as many know, strong gaming performance relies on strong single-core performance. That's exactly what Zen 3 has. And I want to show you using Cinebench R20 single-thread. There are many ways to assess single-thread performance, but Cinebench is a fast and easy tool that you can run at home. And it's one of the 25 workloads that we used to calculate the 19% improvement for Zen 3's instructions per cycle. As you can see, the 5900X is the first desktop processor to ever break a 600 score.
What?
We don't break it by a little, we break it by a lot.
Look at what?
A score of 631. We at AMD heard you
That's
loud
not
and clear.
that's not no
as
heavy
you
overclock or
challenged us
nothing, eh?
to continue investing in single core performance, and the results speak for themselves. The combination of IPC, frequency.
I remember my FX 8350 with the motherboard that I had. I think I was getting about 700 or something like that in all the multi-core performance in the 8350. This thing does 600 in a single thread.
Cores and cache give AMD the fastest cores in the desktop market and give you the best possible gaming performance. So let's take that landmark core performance into a head-to-head battle. Across the same set of games you just saw, the AMD Ryzen 9 5900X is a clear winner at 1080p.
Except for Battlefield 5 and Total War and Far Cry. Yeah. Are the rest of these only AMD strong titles? That's another thing. Is that only AMD strong titles, guys? Are you being biased with the titles that you picked and you only picked these ones?
As I promised you, AMD wins in Shadow of the Tomb Raider by +6 and is joined by many other games popular with reviewers.
Look at CSGO. It's just like, yeah, we're not ever going up higher than DX9. It's just not happening.
And users like you. League of Legends and CSGO are once again standout victories for the Ryzen 9 5900X. So that was a lot of data very quickly. Let's take a step back. Let's recap. You saw an average uplift of 26% for Ryzen customers upgrading from the 3000 series to the 5000 series. You just watched AMD deliver the highest single core performance in the entire desktop PC market. And you just saw AMD clearly offer the best performance of any gaming processor on the market. I will put it plainly. We know that you're going to wait for benchmarks, but customers who buy processors purely for their gaming performance will absolutely want a Ryzen 9 5900X.
Well, we're about to see right now. Let's see. X470. Do. So it looks like I'm going to get support on this motherboard with everything except PCIe 4.0.
Best possible PC gaming experience.
I might have to get a motherboard too.
Now let's bring
Shit.
Lisa back up to give you more details on these awesome gaming processors.
Thanks, Robert. That was fantastic. I hope you're all now convinced that the Ryzen 9 5900X is the best gaming processor in the world. Now let's look at the stack. In the 5000 series, we have a great choice for every gamer or PC enthusiast. In addition to the 5900X, we have the 5800X, an 8-core, 16-thread processor with boost frequencies up to 4.7 gigahertz at 105 watts.
I want the Ryzen 9.
5600X.
Nope, I want the 9. That's great.
5600X is $299.
What? Okay, here we go. $299, $449, and $549. $550 for a 12-core, 24-thread. Oh, buddy, that's about 720 or 30 or 40 bucks Canadian.
8-core 5800X is $449. And the amazing 5900X, combining the leadership performance and power efficiency of Zen 3 in a 12-core 7nm design, is priced at $549. And all of these will be available globally on November 5th. We're really proud of the 5000 series, but you know we're not done.
What?
We love our enthusiasts, and there's one more processor in our stack, which
What?
is the ultimate processor for gaming and content creation.
What?
For those of you who want the very best processor in a desktop PC,
Yeah.
we have the 16-core Ryzen 9 5950X. The 5950X is simply an amazing CPU.
What?
16 cores, 32 threads, and our fastest processor with boost frequencies up to 4.9 gigahertz. The 5950X breaks the Cinebench R20 single-threaded record that Robert set just a few minutes ago with a score of 640. It is truly the best in class in every dimension. Best gaming performance meets best processor for content creation, and all of this still at 105 watts. Now let's take a look at some of the performance.
How much does it cost,
If we
though?
look at the generational uplift from the 3950X to the
$1,500.
5950X, we see up to 27% more performance in CAD workloads and 12% more performance in rendering workloads. More impressively, we see up to 29% more gaming performance.
Oh my
And
God.
this is really how we bring the best of both worlds together. The best for gamers and the best for creators. And now, if you put 5950X against the top of the stack from the competition, we see that the 5950X provides up to 59% more creative performance in rendering workloads, double-digit wins in video editing and software compiling, and we also win in lightly threaded CAD workloads as well. We're really proud of the fact that we also win in gaming. There's nothing like the 5950X in the world. One processor that delivers the best power efficiency, our highest clock speeds, the highest single-core performance in the industry, and the highest multi-core performance of any gaming processor.
Wow.
And it's priced at $799
What?
and will also be available globally on November 5th.
Oh, hold on. $799. It cost me $1,050 for this CPU. All right, like, follow, subscribe, buddy. Click the button. We need to make a grand, guys. We need a new CPU. Daddy needs a new pair of shoes.
I hope you're now as excited about AMD Ryzen 5000 series as I am. Zen 3 is really amazing, and I'm so happy we could show it to you today. But you guys send me a lot of notes and a lot of tweets.
Oh, man, that's plus tax, so it's more like $1,200.
And I know that you're not just excited about Ryzen 5000 series, but there's a tremendous amount of enthusiasm and curiosity about our Radeon lineup as well. So the next few weeks are just an amazing time for us. In addition to introducing our Ryzen 5000 series, we're also going to introduce our next-gen Radeon GPU.
What?
And I want to give you a small
What?
preview of that today.
So we're going to launch 4 new CPUs and the graphics cards at the same time.
This is the AMD Radeon RX 6000 series,
Ooh.
which we now affectionately call Big Navi, thanks to many of you who nicknamed it for us.
Big Navi!
It is absolutely gorgeous and by far the most powerful gaming GPU we have ever built.
I'd love to have it.
We got a lot of requests from our fans
Man.
on social, and I heard a whole conversation on the Full Nerd last week about wanting to see Zen
Send me
3
Big
and
Navi,
in
Lisa.
action. So today, I'm going to show you a preview
Please.
of what you can expect from AMD Ryzen 9 5900X and our Radeon 6000 series.
I will work for CPUs, GPUs, motherboards, graphic cards, computer cases, keyboards, headsets, monitors. Yeah, I'll do it.
We've been doing a tremendous amount of work optimizing gameplay with Ryzen 5000 and Radeon 6000 series. So let me show you today Borderlands 3, which is a very popular AAA title running at 4K resolution on the Ryzen 5900X and our Radeon 6000 series. Just take a look at that performance. Over 60 frames per second at 4K with beautiful image quality. We are super excited with what we've accomplished with Big Navi. In addition to Borderlands 3, here's a bit more of a performance preview on Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Gears of War 5 at ultra settings in 4K.
This is 4K.
And again, what you see is tremendous 4K performance across the board. We still have a few weeks until launch, and the team is working really hard on fine-tuning things.
AMD's drivers always get better, too.
About what Ryzen 5000 series and Radeon 6000 series can do together for your next-generation PC. So that brings us to the end. I hope you enjoyed today. It's been so much fun spending time with you.
And I hope you enjoyed today. It's been so much time spending time with you guys, Lisa Sue. You know, do all the stuff. Click all the little buttons.
We have a lot more to show you later this month, so join us again on October 28th, where we'll give you the full story of our AMD Radeon RX 6000 series. And make sure you mark your calendar for November 5th to find Ryzen 5000 series on shelf worldwide.
November
Take care,
5th.
and see you soon.
See you soon. Woo! That's right. AMD, ladies and gentlemen, they are in the business right now. They are not playing around. You guys want the link to this video, it's going to be down below. Make sure that you guys, you know, definitely do all the stuff to help a fella out because, as you can see, I'm starting to run out of time for the computer components that I have left. So we got to start really making things happening. And I've noticed that so many people watch my videos, but only 8% of the people that actually watch my videos are subscribed. That's very, very low, guys. And we got to get that up, man. So genuinely, click the buttons, help a fella out. Please and thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for making this happen. And we're going to keep growing. I'm LockOutz. Peace.
Won't you do a favor for me? Take your mouse and click the button. Won't you subscribe to me? LockOutz providing the content that you see. I'm visually stimulating your mind 1 minute at a time.